Hello guys. So we will in today's lecture we'll go through some of the important things like PLM. What are the different challenges are there for PLM, product lifecycle management? What are the benefits? Or what is the standard practices you should follow for a better product lifecycle management and the product data management. Then all the things we'll try to cover that. But till today we have from the very first lecture of about this unit 6, we have gone through what is PLM, what is product life cycle, what are different stages of product life cycle, what are how and how we can manage that in PLM, and how the management of better life cycle stages will give you better and better output and more profit. So in last lecture we tried to understand what are the main areas of PLM, product lifecycle management. What are the main areas? We talked about supply chain management. If you have a strong supply chain management in place, then you are everything will be much stable, and you have will have more profit, and proper transparency will be there. Then we also gone through CRM, customer relationship management model, how it looks like and how it will help your whole system. So we have seen that till today, and today we'll go through more about what are the benefits, what are the key areas, what are the standard practices we should follow for better PLM, product lifecycle management. So what are the best practices? Whatever experts are there, they will try to analyze all PLM, whatever tech industry is following, and what are the best practices we should keep in mind while we are doing product life cycle management, while we are implementing product life cycle management in our enterprise. So first, most important thing is the customer. As I said, the customer should be at the center. Like the customer should be happy. What? Because they are ultimately paying for your product, they are getting your product, they are utilizing. If they are not happy, uh, first of all they will not get your product in future, and also they will do a mouth publicity, bad mouth publicity. They will tell other people that don't go for this particular product, like say some China made phones. They will not have a good happy customer base. But if you see a strong company like Samsung or Apple, they have a they are customer based companies. If customer is happy, they will get a good feedback. Like Amazon, if you say something is wrong with your product, and if you want to cancel or return the order, it is very hassle free. Just call them, and they will pick up your particular whatever delivery they gave, and it will be they will refund your money. So Amazon is so customer centric that they will be they might lose some money for few customers, but because of this the customer becomes loyal, and they whatever happens, they will try to get it on the same Amazon. So even though in case if you are losing money on one order, but you are going to gain 10 more orders. So customers should be the focus of your whole product life cycle management. Now, define what success in PLM looks like for your company. So, what is the success? Means getting more profit, getting more customers, say reaching X number of customers, or releasing the X number of products. Uh, you need to have a definition, or reaching a milestone of say just now. This thing Apple, they have Apple crossed 1 trillion market cap. So that can be your success. Where I will say my company is success when I will reach 1 billion of market cap, or 1 billion of revenue, or say 10 million of profit. So it can be anything, but you need to have success. You need to define what do you mean by success, and because in accordingly you have to manage your PLM. Use tried and true methodology. Means don't try to have something which from your mind, and something which is never tried, and do something out of the world. Whatever people has tried, they have gone through, they have experienced, accordingly they will say these things are good, these things are bad. So have those methodologies, those will help better PLM. Define roadmaps to follow. Roadmaps means you, after this we'll be doing this, after this I will be doing this. Have a proper roadmap, and try to follow that roadmap. Don't deviate from the roadmap, because if you deviate from the roadmap, then again you don't know where you are when you will land. So have a roadmap and follow the roadmap. Perform risk assessment and management. Now if we are going to take some risk, okay, I am going to do this product development, or some new project will be, and I have committed some date which are not feasible. So it's kind of you are taking risk. So have a proper risk assessment, whether whatever risk you have taken, you can do it. Like building a structure, you say it needs 6 months, and you say, okay, I can do it in 4 months. So you are taking a risk, but you do a proper assessment whether it is feasible with extra money, putting extra money, investing extra money, and have a proper management of it. So risk assessment should be there, and management of it should be there. Execute exception management. Now what is this? Exception management means if something goes wrong, you need to work on that. That is, you need to properly manage it. So somehow something, as I said, one person is not in there, or we are putting a slab on, say, on some building, and something is not available. So what you will do in that case? So that exception should be properly managed. You should know what exception can be there and how we can manage that. Integrate your software system. Now, as I said, SCM, whatever we talked about, CRM, all those systems should be integrated. They should be talking to each other, so that if something goes wrong in one thing, others should will know about it. So, and means, as I said, inventory and all those should be, everybody should know about it. So they should be integrated. So these are the best practices. Means if you have integrated system, you have a better PLM. Take on new products that have clear targets. So whenever you're taking working on new, you should have a clear targets. So this is what I want to achieve with this product. Focus on product quality. As I said, better quality means more happy customers. So quality should be better. Just don't think about just doing and giving it to the customer. Customers should be happy and about the quality, and then you will get a repeat customer. Concentrate on lowering your product cost. Try to lower your product cost with have a better manufacturing process, have a better raw material, proper management of the raw material. So try to reduce the product cost at any cost. Create an enterprise wide framework. So as I said, for the whole company, have a framework ready. It should not be disintegrated, all should be integrated, and have an enterprise level framework. Link your framework to your priorities. Now I want this thing done first, I want this thing is secondary, and this thing is not that much important. So have those priorities set and accordingly work on the priority. Use PLM as an investment planning tool. Now PLM can be used as an investment planning tool. It can is what I want to do in future, and okay, these many, if I put these many factories in these many, how whether I can push my product, and how many products I can manufacture in given time. So all the investment and proper planning can be done in PLM. Assign a group who owns your PLM. For that you have to assign a group. Establish annual revenue standards. Again, as I said, a target should be there. Your standard should be there. Okay, yearly this will be your standard profit, will be this. From here we will be having this much. So all those standards should be established. Establish product packaging and structure taxonomy standards. Again, for your product packaging and your taxonomy standards should be established. Develop an end-to-end process for your products. So this will be the from start to end. You need to have a proper processes in place, and all those should be integrated. They will be talking to each other, communicating with each other. Those will be the best practices you can follow for implementation of PLM. Now, for the product lifecycle management, what are the benefits? If you put a proper, a nice, well structured product lifecycle management in place, then what are the benefits you will get? First of all, you will be having better quality product, you will be having better processes, you will be having better raw material management, better customer service management, better supply chain. So all those things will be better. So effectively it will be helping you to have better revenue and better profit. So when everything is disintegrated, not properly managed, and when everything managed, so your wastage will be less, your scrap will be less, and you can have a better profit, better revenue, reduced cost. So we talked about it, because you have what is your inventory, what is the raw materials you are have at hand, what is the thing you will, what is your requirement for the near future, mid future, long future. So because of that you can reduce the cost of from manufacturing to the processing to the your inventory cost, your warehousing and all that. So cost reduction will be done at many levels. Speed time to market. Now your product will be ready on time and it will be reaching market much faster because everything is integrated. You know what amount of product is required where, when, and you can, your product will reach that because you have proper distribution system in place. So you know where product is available, where product is ready, which plant it is available, and from there how can I distribute it to my market. Improved product quality. Now because you have better raw material, better processes, your product quality is better, and because the product quality is better, your customers feedback is better, your customer is happy, and your cost reduction is there. So maximize product value or product life cycle. So your product value, so whatever you are getting, customer was getting in 10 rupee, now they will be getting better product in the same amount because now you have better system in place. Decrease compliance risk. Compliance means you are complying, you have to follow these rules. So because you have a system in place, now the failure to the compliance will be much less, and now you will be having a better compliance. Driving innovation, because all these things are there now, people will be coming, okay, if we do this we can do this, if we implement this thing we can do this. So you will be having a innovative ideas in your in your enterprise, and it will help for the new product development. Single source of alignment and accountability. So because of all this, now everything will be people will be accountable. It means it will not say, okay, something bad happened, and who is responsible, we don't know. Because of this the inventory was not there, because of that this thing was not available, and because of that the production was not up and running. So accountability will be there. You can held responsible people, system, processes, and because of that now all systems will be better. So these are different benefits, these are only few. Because of this whole system, once a system is in product lifecycle management and product data management, when once these systems are in place, you will have number of better quality wise, process wise, people will be happy, everything will be much better. So as I said, these are the benefits. So from the pre-production is like basically your management and design, okay, before production. Now then is like purchasing, process control, these are part of the production. It will benefits will be purchasing, process control, testing, inspection, and packaging. All these are part of production. Then from after, once your package product is packaged and ready to ship, it will go to sales, marketing, transportation, maintenance, then again training, customer feedback, dispatch. These are part of post production. So this is pre-production, production, and post production. So all these three areas will be benefited because of this proper or better product lifecycle management process. So these will be having a communication with each other. If something goes wrong in anywhere, all others will know, and then accordingly they can communicate, and they will we can take a corrective action, and you will have a better output. Now, we know what are the how we can do a proper life cycle management. What are the benefits of it? But there are some challenges also for product life cycle management. To implement it, there are some challenges. A product specification changes are difficult to keep records up to date. Means if your product specification changes happen again and again and again, because now everything is in a system, it is not now person dependent. So you have to keep a proper track of it, and keeping a record of it is up to date. It is a difficult task, but you have to do it now because you have system in place. Disconnect between manufacturing and operations joining in the PLM process. So if there is a disconnect between manufacturing and operations, then the whole system will not work properly. So a proper communication, hand to hand operation should be there between manufacturing and PLM. Supply chain is mismanaged. This is another different challenge. If the supply chain is not properly managed, your PLM will not work properly. Difficulty tracking metrics from PLM. Metrics means different matrices will be there. If PLM is in process, then you need to keep a proper track of all the matrices. If they are not properly managed, your PLM will not work fine. Training takes too much time. Now again, because the system is there, now it is not person dependent or manual. Everything is in system. So now people should know about it. They have to work on it and they have to put extra effort for the training. It is extra effort, but it will eventually benefit you. But that extra effort, that training needs to be done, and it takes too much time. Different sources for specification and vendor invoice. Now, if you have say 10 types of vendor, they will be having different maybe format for the receipt, different format for this their amounts and all that. So these all different sources will have a different specification, and you have to integrate that in your PLM. That is a difficult task, and it needs to be done. Product portfolio management. If your product portfolio management, we talked about it, what is product portfolio? If you have too many products in your business, then you have to properly manage the product portfolio, and if that is not properly managed, then whole thing will not work properly, this PLM. Obstacle to sustainable packaging, right? So packaging is important task and an important part of this whole product life cycle management, and that is again challenging. Now, uh, once you have a PLM process in place, you know benefits of it, you know challenges of it, or you know best practices, all those things are there. Now you need to make sure whether your PLM is working fine, or you have to have matrices like, okay, this thing we did this, but whether it is working as per the expectation, whether this thing is working fine. So there you need to have n number of metrics. So, and those you need to make sure that those are followed, and those are following those metrics. So innovation, the total sales or revenue coming from new products. So if now means innovation means you are putting extra effort for the design, development, creativity, innovation. So what kind of money, what kind of sales you are getting when you are doing some innovation. So that can be one metric. Lead time, the time from order to delivery. When you order something, like say raw material, and when you get the raw material, right? So what is the lead time you have? You can have a matrix of that. You can keep track of that every time, and then if something goes wrong, or if the lead times go beyond the average time, then it's a red flag, like that. So these matrices will be created over time, and then they will be helpful for you to make a rectifying action in future. Cycle time, the time from production start to the completion, including any testing. So from the production start till the completion, that is the cycle time. Product life, the length of time product is usable by the customer, means for what time customer is using it. So phone will be used for 3 months, but maybe something will be used for 2 days, something might be used for 3 months, 3 years. So what is that life of your product waste, the amount of waste per product produced, means when you are giving the product to the customer, but once the customer has used the product, how it is being thrown, disposed, and what is the waste it is creating, that is product waste. Product reliability, the amount of your product found to be flawed or faulty within a period, means we talked about it, what is reliability, is healthy and strong. Your product is healthy and strong, it is reliable, means it will work in some extreme conditions. So you need to have that metrics also, whether your product is reliable in these conditions, and you will get to know that with the customer feedback. Warranty claims, say if you are getting too many warranty claims, then something is wrong with your product. So keeping a matrix of warranty claims will help you to keep track of your PLM. Accuracy for provisioning, how accurately you determine the need of the parts. So different parts will be there, and how you are providing them, or whether you are providing them on time. Customer feedback, this is as we talked about it, it's very important that you are taking customer feedback, and you are giving that feedback as input to the next new product development. And if your customer feedback is good and healthy, then you can see your PLM is doing good. If your customers are not happy, then something is wrong somewhere. You need to identify that, and you need to work on that. So depending on expert, like this is very big industry now. It's a 25 to $30 industry, PLM, and it has a 10% growth rate every year. So PLM, so now we talked about what is PLM, why we need it, what are the benefits of it, what are the challenges, what are the best practices. So we talked all about it, but now we'll see what is the, in the software or in the industry, what is PLM. So what is the main things they concentrate. So what is PLM concentrate? Integrating their platforms. So CAD, maybe CAD, CAM, CAE, all those things should be integrated. Means they should not be separated. All those should be working with each other, having a communication with each other, and talk to each other. Industry is reshaping manufacturing technology. Industry includes cyber, physical systems, IoT, etc. Vendors are specializing in specific industry. So vendors means people who are giving you, raw materials and supplies, although they are specializing in specific industry. System engineering approaches are pushing for better integration. So now because of the software and better tools for CRM, supply chain management, product lifecycle management. So now they are trying to integrate it in much better way. So this is what we are expecting product lifecycle management, and in near future it will be a big industry.